What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. This week, everyone saw the whole Joe Biden falling down the stairs thing. Yeah, it's funny, and it's ridiculous the way the media doesn't want to talk about it at all. But yet, when Trump did it, they were all over his ass for, just trying to keep from falling on a slippy slope, It just shows the hypocrisy of the MSM. One of the big things I saw this week was that got mentioned online is the group Rage Against the Machine. They did a video where they're literally abusing children. I'm surprised they haven't been arrested for what they did. They basically, they've gone full on communist and socialist. They're trying to indoctrinate young children, like between the ages of 10 and 18 or whatever. They're showing this video where they're basically in one case they show a scene where they're berating this little girl by asking her stupid questions, trying to make her feel bad for being white, telling her, or asking, they basically were asking her, do you feel bad for, the things that white people have done to other people of other races, blah, blah, blah. Do you feel bad for being white? Don't you think you need to, take responsibility for being white? Don't you think you need to repent for all the white sins out there? Blah, blah. Just ridiculous shit. She's literally almost crying because they just keep on her with these fucking, white hate questions, making her feel terrible. They're literally abusing these children. And then the next thing was, they have one scene in their little fanatic religious cult crap video where they have this guy who is supposed to be like some a teacher or whatever. He's writing on a chalkboard and he's telling him, fucking how to hate white people and why they need to repent for all their white privilege and all this other bullshit, anti-white crap. And he's literally writing on his chalkboard trying to tell them, where their whiteness came from and blah, blah, blah. And he's even writing down this it's a nonsense fucking math equation or something. Like he could write out whiteness through a math equation. It's just fucking retarded. Stupid shit. It's child abuse, plain and simple. And they should be arrested for what they're doing. Rage Against the Machine is a sick fucking group of people. They're sick and they're fucked in the head. And they need some mental help really bad. They need to be put away for the child abuse that they're causing. All that mental anguish. But anyways, that's the big deal I saw. Shit like that needs to be nipped in the bud. You're talking about a cult like fucking Jimmy Jones and shit. You know, next thing you know, Rage Against the Machine are going to tell all these white kids that it's okay to drink the Kool-Aid and die. They need to be stopped. Moving on. That's all I have to say about that. I did get around to watching that freaking Coming to America 2. Now, the first movie, of course, is a classic. It's good. It's great. It's really funny. But that was back when Eddie Murphy was actually funny. I don't know what happened to him after the 80s, but I don't know. After he started doing a bunch of like Disney crap like Dr. Dolittle and shit like that, he just wasn't funny anymore. And this one's really bad. There's so much cringe crap in this. He basically tries, you know, to bank on the nostalgia of the first movie. You know, 80s. You know, bringing back all the characters from the first movie. They even put, you know, Salt and Pepper and In Vogue, you know, and them in there. Oh, it was just, it was terrible. It was so cringy. They have this, you know, this one scene where he does this job interview, and they make the so-called stereotypical, what black people consider white people, the majority of white people are like these rich white guys who fucking, you know, basically, you know, their parents get them into school and help them pass by cheating on their fucking grades and crap like that. It was pretty bad. And then that the black guy, you know, because the white guy got in, the black guy can't get in, which is absolutely bullshit. If you actually look at the way things have been for a long time, the black people have been getting in on their fucking color of their skin, not because of their skill all the time. And vice versa. You know, white people usually can't get in because of their fucking color of their skin, you know. Whereas, you know, you have, I forget what it's called, but where, you know, the black people are privileged to, you know, the college has to accept so many black people or whatever, blah, blah, blah. That kind of crap. They get a leg up. Even if they don't have the skill to be in there. Even Asian people bitch about this. Because Asian people usually have the skill to get in there, but they're not able to get in there because the college wants to take some black kids because of their skin color. It's stupid. It's dumb. I don't give a fuck what color of skin you fucking have. If you ain't got the skill, you don't belong in there. Plain and simple. You don't get a job because of the color of your skin. It shouldn't be that way. You need to get in there on your own merits. Work hard, you know, to achieve your goals. Anybody can do it. It doesn't matter what the color of your skin is. You know, I'm just tired of seeing that shit. But yeah, it was a cringy scene. The whole job interview thing. It was not funny at all. It was ridiculous. Another thing that really got me was the super cringe when they go to visit the barber shop and Arsenio Hall tells them a black president united America, and it was not funny, you know. It just wasn't funny, but I couldn't help it. It was the worst joke ever that I started laughing because it was just, what the, You're a fucking retard. An absolute fucking retard. Obama is what caused the divide in this country to begin with. All the shit he did, he fucked us up bad. Worst president ever. And everyone knows this. He didn't unite shit. He caused the divide. And then, the last thing that really got to me was all the feminist crap, cringe shit in here. Yo, the whole story is he's got to go find his son. Then he brings back his son from America because apparently he had a bastard son that he didn't know about. And it's with that, I don't even know her name. It's the black bitch from fucking Ghostbusters. She is not funny at all. And she's about the ugliest bitch I've ever seen. Ugh, I can't stand her. She just super cringe whenever she reminds me of Melissa McCarthy. Same difference. Ugh. Plays the same dumbass character in every fucking movie she's in. She's not funny at all. She's just horrible. But anyways, he supposedly has a son by her, and he's got to go get him because he needs an heir to his throne. Now, the tradition has always been, for hundreds of years, a male heir takes the throne and runs the country. But you all have all this feminist cringe in the movie. Oh, shit needs to change now. Blah, 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 blah. Your daughter needs to be the heir to the fucking throne. Yeah. No. Fuck you. It's tradition. Go by tradition. It shouldn't change just because some little bitch wants to be fucking power. Fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck if it is your daughter. It is your son should take the throne. That is tradition. And it should stay that way. No matter if a female likes it or not. Fuck them. If they can't handle being in the family and going with tradition, they don't need to be in the family. Plain and simple. You don't break the rules because a woman wants you to. That's so dumb. Stop with the feminist crap. Anyways, there's a lot of that shit going on in the movie. Yo, same thing with him trying to fall in love with this woman who's not even royalty or whatever. Which is fine, but at the same time, yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's almost, the love story crap was almost the same. It was kind of the same deal as, you know, when Akeem did it the first time. But all that feminism crap needs to stop. It needs to go away because 90% of the world's problems is all due to feminism, and it needs to end. But the movie, there's so much cringe, and the jokes were just terrible. They weren't funny at all. I didn't even laugh really throughout the entire movie. Maybe once or twice there might have been something funny in it, but the rest of it was terrible. Just 2 thumbs down. I do not recommend this movie. Hollyweird is still going on with their woke nonsense, and their woke crap needs to stop. So yeah, I absolutely do not recommend this movie. Don't watch it. Trust me. You'll be glad you did. Alright, let's move on to your B-movie review. Alright, Movieholics, let's get on to your B-movie rated reviews. This week is Horror Week. Now I went with 2 creature features. The first one is called Rats Night of Terror, and it was done in 1984, and it starred Antonio Del Acqua and Greta. Now this is an Italian film, and they're known for their cheese and their 80s knockoffs of more successful American films. I don't know what they were trying to knock off with this one. Basically, the story is basically you have this biker gang who comes into this abandoned town. It's a post-apocalyptic world where you have some humans that live on above ground. You're supposed to have humans that live underground, but you never see the ones that live underground. Anyways, when they go into this town, they run across a bunch of mutated rats that are killing people, eating them alive. The rats nearly kill everyone. You have a couple of survivors that find the radio in this abandoned building in the town, and they radio the underground people to come help save them. The underground people do show up at the very end. They use some gas to kill off all the rats on the surface. And when they find the 2 people, they reveal that they're wearing these suits, like hazmat suits with masks. Well, they take off the mask, and it's basically a bunch of giant humanoid rats. Human rat hybrids, mutants. Basically, they wanted to kill off all the rats on the surface. Now, as far as the acting goes, it was okay. It was enough to get by. I give it a 2. It wasn't that great, but it was enough that you could, or actually more of a -3. It was enough that you could stand it, but it wasn't really that great of acting. As far as the special effects go, I definitely give it a 2. The special effects, I'm surprised there wasn't any animal activists coming down on him for this film, because that a bunch of rats got hurt. When you see the movie, you can definitely tell. They also put some type of tar or black paint or something on these rats to make them look more menacing. You could tell. Now the story, on the other hand, I actually like the story because it reminded me of a Twilight Zone episode. And I like me a good mystery Twilight Zone episode. So I give him props for that. I'll give him a solid 3 for that. The story was okay. Overall, this movie probably gets a -3 for me. I give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down. It was okay. It wasn't like spectacular or anything great. It was an 80s cheese flick. It was pretty cheesy. But if you like that kind of, 80s cheese, I recommend it for you because you'll probably like it. If not, I don't recommend it because you're probably not going to like it. Moving on. The next film I watched was called Deadly Eyes. And it was done in 1982. It is sometimes called Night Eyes. I think, if I remember right, it's a Canadian film. And it started Sam Groom and Sarah Botsford. This movie basically, everyone remarks on how they took dash hounds and put rabbits or rat suits on top of them, made them run around so they looked like the rats were really large, which worked. It wasn't bad. They actually looked pretty good in them rat suits. Did a good job too. This is your typical horror creature film. You have a bunch of rats that live in the sewers, and they've been coming out and killing people. They gotta find a way to find them and kill off the rat nest. A lot of people die from it. One thing I noticed about this film was the rats, whenever they were doing the sound effects for the rats, they sounded like cougars, like large mountain lions or something, you know. It didn't sound like rats. The main woman in this, the reporter, or not a reporter, works for the city, inspector, food and health inspector or whatever. Her apartment, she's going up these steps and you just see all these creepy ass fucking puppets and dolls hanging on her walls as she's going up. Ah, screw that, man. This is freaky. I don't see how anyone could have that shit. There's one scene where the main guy, he hears his son playing hide and seek, where he has to find him. Well, the kid's hiding in one of the sewer drains, and you know, he's hearing these rats, and the way these supposed rats sound, like I said, they sound like freaking mountain lions. There's no way this kid is like 10 years old. He's going to be going up in there looking for these rats. It's just dumb. He would be running the hell out of there. But in this movie, he's creeping up in there trying to find out what these things are. And I was, whatever. So full of shit. One thing I saw in there that was kind of funny was the old aluminum foil top TV dinners. I thought that was funny because, you know, I remember those from the 80s. You saw the aluminum foil wrapping TV dinners all the time. You don't see them so much anymore. And then the one thing that really got to me is that you have this old professor who knows about rats and blah, blah, blah. I mean, he's old. He's going down there looking in the sewers by himself for these rats. And I'm like, bullshit. That's so bullshit. The acting was actually not bad. I give it a solid 3 for the acting. The CGI, special effects, honestly, it wasn't that bad for a really early 80s flick. So, you know, I give it a solid 3. The special effects weren't bad. They did a pretty good job. The story, it was a typical story, you know. At the end, you know, you see some rats in a train car, it's still alive eating people, and that's where they ended it off. Typical. I give it a -3 as far as the story wise, because it was, you know, very similar to most of them type of creature features back then. Overall, yeah, it was okay. I'll give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. If you like 80s cheese, again, you'll probably like this film. If you don't like 80s cheese, you're probably not going to like it. That's my recommendations. That's all I have for you this week. If you have any comments about Rage Against the Machine or anything I mentioned about coming to America earlier in this video, any thoughts, please leave them down in the comments down below. I'd like to hear from you about it. If you have any movie gems or underrated movies or TV shows or something like that that you would like me to review, I might have never heard of them or something like that, please leave them down. Your suggestions down in the comments down below, and I'll get to reviewing them as soon as possible. Until then, I told you you'd be told the truth, and you've just been told.